Hi everyone, Scott here, Wildcard. Back with another advanced cosplay tutorial. I'm gonna say it's kind of advanced, as in I'm here to show you guys something that I created to help make it easier for me, but it's not necessarily something that you guys can do because it's a thing that I made. So today I'm going to show you guys this collar depth gauge I made for my Dremel. And basically what it is a way to trace a template into your foam so that it glides along the template and makes a nice even cut on the foam. Now I know normally a lot of us are out there making things out of foam, and we're using box knives or X-Acto knives, and we're normally putting our templates onto the EVA foam, and we're tracing it around, and we're cutting it out with our knives, and our knives are either getting dull, and we're getting not so great cuts all the way through, or it's kind of got a little bit of a tear to it, or maybe it's just not perfectly straight because we're not real great at getting those 90-degree lines. And that's always been kind of a problem for me. Now I've got a bandsaw, so that works out a little bit better for a lot of the things I do, but I know that not everybody has that. So I came up with this idea of maybe a way to make it a little bit easier for everybody. So I'm going to show you today what it is that I made, and please let me know in the comments if this is something that you guys think would be helpful or would be interested in, or maybe just think it's a terrible idea. Either way, just let me know. So for today's project, I am using 10mm EVA foam, because this is generally the hardest thing to get a good cut all the way through. You're going to need, or I'm using rather, two pieces. So I have a scrap piece at the bottom here, and this is a piece I'm going to ruin. So I'm going to show you why. I have the piece I'm going to cut on top, my template, which can be pretty much as complicated as I want it to be. And the important thing here is that it has to be thicker than regular paper. It has to be poster board or chipboard or some sort of cardboard. And the point is that it has to be thicker than regular paper. I'll do a close-up later to explain why, but I'll tell you right now, it's so that this depth gauge collar that I created has something to glide along. Also, I'm going to be using some push pins that are long enough to go through 2 layers of 10mm EVA foam. And that's going to be important too, and I'll also show you that in the close-up. And as always, our safety equipment. Alrighty, let's get started. Okay guys, here's how this works. So you'll notice I've got my 2 pieces of 10mm foam floor mats. I've got the bottom piece here, which is our scrap piece, which I'm going to destroy. And I've got our other piece, our good piece, on top, which is the piece we're going to cut. You'll notice I've already pinned down the template with these long pins. And the pins are long enough to go through 2 pieces of 10mm EVA foam floor mats. The reason it's pinned all the way through both pieces is to keep the top piece secure to the foam when I cut it all the way out with the router bit. Again, we're using the 3.2mm straight routing bit. It's an 1/8 inch straight bit, 3.2mm. This is the custom collar shaft, or depth gauge, whatever you'd like to call it, that I made. Again, I apologize, it's not a commercially available thing. It's something that I had to make. It's lathed out of neoprene to give it a nice glide. The importance here of using a poster board or cardboard template instead of paper is because it has this shroud here, or this bit guard onto the end. And what that does is it blocks the blade from running into the template, so it can run along the edge of it, nice and smooth, give you a nice clean cut all the way around. So you'll also see that I've set the depth of the bit with the blade inside it so that it's going to cut all the way through the first piece of 10mm EVA foam, and it's going to touch just a little bit onto the scrap piece on the bottom, and that's why it's there. Otherwise, it would start to cut into our workstation, and that's not good for anybody. All right, let's put our safety equipment on and let's route. Alrighty, cut the entire template out, went pretty quick. You have to go at a decently slow pace just because it is a router and you don't want to chew through the foam too quickly. Again, this is a power tool and some patience is required. We'll go ahead and take our pins out. You'll notice that the bit itself with the guide on it made the depth cut exactly 1/16 of an inch off of the template, which in my case works out really well because when using a template you always have to take in an allowance for the depth of foam, so adding a 1/16 of an inch to each side from my template actually makes it work out for me for that little bit of allowance that's needed when I eventually curve this piece and it becomes the part that it is. So we take our template off, and there you go. Look at that. Nice, smooth, straight, even cut all the way around. Little fuzzies on there. Nice and perfect. Worked out real well. A couple other pieces that I have cut using the same method. A couple pieces where I took the template and then I flipped the template and mirrored it to make sure that I had the exact same piece, and it mirrors extremely well to get duplicate pieces. Again, takes a little bit of patience, but you know, there you have it. So again, custom collar, 3.2mm 1/8 inch straight router bit. Here's a few other neat tricks this thing can do. How about a circle? Circles are tough to do out of EVA foam, especially you get them nice and perfect. So check this out. we go. Look at that. Nice. Nice circle. You can also take your bit off and shorten it a bit. Put your collar back on, so now that it's a little bit shorter. And you can just use your thin steel ruler. We can cut lines. Some nice, nice groove lines in there. You can do a lot of things with it. All right, everyone, there you have it. That was the custom collar that I made for the Dremel with the router bit. I'm sorry it's not commercially available. It's just something that I made for myself to make cutting foam and cosplay go faster and easier. Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people use band saws or scroll saws, or some people are just really good with sharp knives, but I just thought this might be something that our community would be interested in. So let me know if this is something you like, and maybe I can put the plans out there on how to build one of these for yourself, or maybe I can cast a few of them and get them out there to you guys in the community. Totally up to you. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. If you want to follow some of my builds online, I can be found at on Instagram under Wildcard. So talk to you later. Thanks.